So, is this the end of large ships or even medium-sized ships for solo players? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Folks, welcome to the channel. And by the way, thanks for everyone that has been subscribing and their comments. All of that is very much welcome. Even if you're upset, if you want to vent a little bit, yeah, feel free to do it here. Watch one of the videos, get angry, and leave your snarly comment. I don't give much of a damn. But in terms of, will we be able to play this game with our ships? It's a lot more complicated than it seems. So apparently the engineering thing is running around and fixing the different fuses or systems or whatever has been damaged. And that's apparently the way it's going to be. This is from Salty Mike's. This is Arena Commander, right? I believe it is. So the idea is that when you have one of these larger ships, you will have to bring along a multi-crew. You will have to bring more people. Because if you engage in combat, you will need those people to run around and fix your large ship as it suffers damage, right? Basically, that's how it goes. Let me know in the comment section if I got that right. Apparently, that's the way it is. So, if you have your small single-seater ship, that's okay. If you have a larger ship, that's not okay. You will need people to run around, fix things. First of all, is that realistic? Of course it's not. It makes no sense whatsoever, because if we are in a world where spaceships are real and where you can be instantly recreated based on your DNA, then yes, you would have a kind of user interface or mechanic by which you can both fly the ship and shoot the ship at the same time. You wouldn't need a guy in a turret, right, so as to man those guns. And the same thing with stuff that gets repaired with what? Pointing it with a multi-tool that costs $400. Can you not have one of those pointing directly at it or fuses automatically changing? No, this is all made so as to have stuff for you to do. And it is fine depending on the game mechanic that you're looking at. I think that Jump Ship will have some of this stuff going on in terms of, you see, well, anyway, you see how that goes. It's changing fuses as if it's like in 1950s, right? You don't even do that today. Fuses are not stuff that really breaks all that often when you want to make it durable. But, well, it's how it seems to be going. Now, the problem here, the big problem, is that people are already in these conversations of, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to not play anymore? Am I supposed to what? So I'm going to request a smaller MSR MK2. You can play it alone. I'm disappointed that I won't be able to solo this C1 Spirit. That's my favorite ship. But on the other hand, all I need is to hire one AI crew to do the job. So the thing is this, guys, it comes down to a very simple matter. First of all, why is it that CIG keeps doing this sort of stuff? Well, because they don't want to invest time and manpower in actually making more content for you to play. So they do these things which are minimal in terms of graphics, and actually developing a game and doing more content and doing more cities and planets and moons and the kind of stuff you would actually enjoy playing, going with your 400i and explore a distant system. No, we don't get that. Instead, we get running around in the same places we already have, your ships, and screwing around with that. You get more running around in the same bunkers that you've been running around for years and pushing buttons and reading a code and punching that code back in. It's always the minimal effort. It's always the least amount of work hours spent in creating, something else for you to do, which I cannot even call new content. This is the same place, the same thing, but changing very little things so as to run around the same place, right? So you're going to be running around the same ship, wasting time so as to fix systems. Some people will enjoy that, a lot of people will not. And that's where things get a little bit complicated in terms of the people that will not. And here is where usually the reply is, okay, if you don't like it, go play something else. All right, what happens when a lot of people decide that, okay, maybe I do have to go play something else. And especially when the medium and large ships that I already bought, I cannot even fly anymore. Well, what's even more interesting is, what is it that this does to the funding of CIG? Most people play solo. In case you haven't realized that already, it's like 95% of the people you come across, they are playing solo. Most people play solo. And for some of these dumbasses that think that there's going to be a lot of people that want to play working for someone else in a video game, what kind of loser thinks that? No, that's not what people want to do in a video game. People want to be heroes and badasses in video games. You want to be a leader. You want to be a winner. You want to be the guy that calls the shots. That's why you're playing a damn video game in your spare time. If you're going to be someone else's bitch, you might as well go and get another job. Get a second job doing what you're being told to and actually make real money. No, when you do this, you want to live that fantasy. I mean, I hope CIG understand this. I'm pretty sure they do, in spite of the losers in Spectrum that don't quite understand how the mind of most people playing video games works. I'm pretty sure CIG does understand this. So, the thing is, you won't have a significant amount of people logging in and looking, hey, can I work for someone's, can I work in someone's C1? Is there a captain looking for a little hard-working employee? No, it's going to be a couple guys maybe doing that, and the rest will be people trying to fly their medium to large ships solo. Now, if they fuck around enough with this, they will sure find out, and by that I mean the ship sales will go through the floor. They will disappear. How will you convince people of spending money on buying some of the larger, most expensive ships that CIG wants to sell? They want you to buy it, but they don't want you to actually be able to play it. Oh, you don't understand. It's a large ship. You need multi-crew. No, you don't. It's a fucking fake video game spaceship. And even if it's not, you would assume that with that kind of technology, everything could be used in the same way you use your keyboard. It is the future, after all. There is wonderful, amazing tech that allows people to be regenerated instantly through their DNA. Why on earth would you not have the technology that exists today that allows a single person to use large machinery just because of computers and, simple mechanics? It's not all that difficult, right? You should be able to... In theory, in game theory, you should be able to fly the largest ship in the galaxy solo and fire the guns and have no problem whatsoever. These are all artificially implemented limitations just for the purpose of having something to do, which at some point it gets a little bit annoying. For example, in terms of master modes, someone was arguing with me that, people love master modes. No, they don't. No one loves master modes. Master mode sucks. And you see here in Spectrum, the great majority of the comments and threads started about master modes is that master mode sucks. No one likes it. And no one likes it because it's an artificially limited version of what you already have. Master modes means you have these two modes two modes? And then you have with the landing gear being brought down, you're being brought down to 30 meters per second. But most of all, the idea is you have SCM mode, which is the one that allows you to use your guns. If not, you cannot even use your guns. And in nav mode is the one you have for, full speed. And then you lose your shields. And you cannot shoot. So this is basically artificial, arbitrary limitations on what you already have, which is full speed in any mode and using your guns and having your shield. So this slows down combat. Why? So as to make it more arcadey? So as to make it less skill-based? I don't know. I have no problem keeping close to my enemies in spite of having the option of going at full speed. So yeah, it's a matter of skill. Once you develop the skill to use your ship correctly, you have no problem. But, there's also the implications here of the bigger ship, the heavier ship can take more damage than the smaller ship, and you kind of get rid of this thing that was quite cool, which is a tiny little starter ship can actually beat a larger, heavier, more powerful ship simply because it's more agile. Now that will no longer be the case because once they're engaged and in combat, they lose that advantage because you're being slowed down, artificially slow. So, but then with the engineering aspect, what is it you're going to do? Run around on your ship? So they're trying to implement what? Getting people to play together? I mean, basically what I'm going at here, guys, is, first of all, 323, it's not something that I will enjoy at all. It's actually one of the things that will make me play less Star Citizen. And, honest, absolute truth, there's a part of me that will continue playing it because I have this channel now that a lot of you have subscribed and appreciate that I don't bullshit you and I don't shill you in terms of what things are and what they are not. But at the same time, it's really not that much fun anymore because we don't have anything new. We don't have any new planets, any new systems, any new moons, any new cities, any new places to explore. How many years have we been talking about exploration? And we don't have any of that. We have the same ship we've been in all along. And the new gameplay is going to be me running around in my own spaceship yet again, pushing buttons and fixing things that are blowing up. That is supposed to be fun. Okay. All right. Maybe for some people it is. In combat, it's going to be less fun. And if we add now that there's not going to be much of a reason for you to even buy with real money those larger ships, have they really thought this through in terms of sales? Because if there's one thing I know is that CIG loves selling, ships. That's the thing they do. That's the business model. Is by all means brutal, monetization of this online service, not game. Brutal and shamelessly so. Just making everything about selling ships. There's a new event. No, it's really a ship sale. There's something, no, ship sale, ship. Okay, what ship are you going to be selling people now if you cannot sell anything other than a single seater to a single player? Because if not, he needs to find someone else to play with. Or are they going to implement some kind of AI that works along with you? I guess that's it. I'm sure that they're not that stupid so as to destroy the only thing that they sell, which is ships. If you implement a mechanic by which a single person, which is the enormous majority of Star Citizen players, if you implement a mechanic by which a single player cannot use anything other than a tiny single seater, you shot yourself in the balls, my friend, and you ruin the business model, and it will be only a matter of time to see it tank and go down. And that's when their real salt mines will begin. And this is something that people don't really understand. Everything has a beginning, everything has an end. Everything ends eventually. This too shall end one day. And when that happens, when something ends up happening and someone else ends up acquiring the company or the assets end up getting liquidated and you're stuck with, you even lost your JPEGs. That's when the real salt mines will begin. I hope it's not the case. I hope they manage to make things work and keep the company going and people engaged. But they really are trying us. They really are saying us, fuck you, go buy another ship that you won't even be able to fly on your own. Did you hear what I just said, right? They tell us constantly, fuck you, there's no new gameplay for you to enjoy. There's nothing else for you to explore. We don't do new content. We only do marketing and ship sales. And even those you won't be able to fly on your own. So don't even buy them. I guess, okay, I won't play anymore. That's what you want from us? All right. Okay, guys, basically that's it. Again, no shilling, honestly, as it is. And if you doubt me, just read the comments on Spectrum. This is what people are talking about. And then if not, go check Reddit if you want a less white knighty experience as of what people think of the state right now of Star Citizen. See you next time.